And speaking of another quarterback who can definitely run and who can actually pass, surprisingly, when he needs to a little bit, facing his former team, it's going to be the Green Bay Packers going to Nashville to face the Tennessee Titans. And this is going to be an interesting game. I mean, we talk about the Green Bay Packers and they're relied on Josh Jacobs in that run game, their defense to lead them to victory against the Colts. But, Malik Willis proved us wrong. He made the throws when he needed to. I think Matt LaFleur is a genius. It's very hard to see him as the offensive mastermind making everything work for the Packers no matter what, while seemingly the Bears can't get anything going at any point. So hats off to you for that, Packers. But but I do think that the Packers are going to beat the Titans this week. And I think that Will Levis, you cannot bet on the guy at this point. You can't pick the Titans to win. I don't care how good their defense looked. I don't care how far they were able to take teams like the Bears or the Jets to the wire. I think that until Will Levis is no longer the quarterback of the Tennessee Titans, I'm going to have to bet against them every week. And it's not even for lack of how good they are, because I think that they are a somewhat talented team. But when you are consistently every game, making game-changing, back-breaking turnovers that your own coach is describing as dumb and is calling dumb in the press, then I think that, I'm surprised Bryce Young got benched before this guy. I'll say that, just based on the way the coach has been talking about it. So until then, I think the Packers are going to rely on the run game. It's going to be a lot of Josh Jacobs in this game. And as long as they can stay out of their own way, I think Will Levis will find a way to trip over his own foot and give them the game. I mean, it's happened 2 weeks in a row. So against a team that I think is better than the Bears and the Jets, I think it'll happen again.
Yeah, I mean, they're also 2.5-point underdogs. The Packers are 2.5-point underdogs. I think underdogs are winning. So make some money, yeah.
Who do you got?
I mean, I do have the Packers. I think the Will Levis experience is an experience for sure. Again, I mean, there's not much to say that we haven't already said. We like this Tennessee team. We like the roster construction. They just really need. It seems like they need a quarterback. The only serious injury I see this week for them is Tyjae Spears. He hasn't really been too much of a focal point on their offense. So they have a bunch of talent, but I think they make too many mistakes via their quarterback. And I think LaFleur doesn't. I think LaFleur is going to run Josh Jacobs a lot. The only thing that I'm concerned about with the Packers offense this year is if Josh Jacobs can stay healthy. They're really thin on running backs already. A.J. Dillon is already on IR to start the year. And Marshawn Lloyd just went on IR, I believe. So he should be out for 4 weeks. So just keep an eye out on Josh Jacobs. I think you don't want to give him too many carries early on in the season because I think he's going to have to be available for you later on if you want to be in that final mix in the NFC.
Right. Well, he's supposed to be one of the most reliable workhorse bell cow running backs in the NFL. And if you want him to be that, you're not going to be able to burn all of his tread in week 1. But I mean, as you said, this Titans team is just ripe for a veteran quarterback who knows what he's doing, who can control the ball, maybe one more piece along that. I think the defense is good, maybe another edge rusher or getting another offensive weapon along with a solid veteran quarterback, and this team will be ready to compete as soon as next season. I have that much faith in this defense. I think Calvin Ridley and DeAndre Hopkins, if DeAndre Hopkins can still keep up his level of play, even a fraction of what he once was, and what he's been able to do even during his time in Tennessee, I think that they're a team that should be performing a lot better than they have been, and that's unfortunately thanks to having a quarterback who doesn't take care of the ball. I mean, it's a clear case study on why keeping the ball is so important when you have a good, solid defense, good weapons around. A team can be in any game. A team, the NFL has so much parity across the league that even if you're facing the Jets all-star team with Aaron Rodgers, your team can keep you in the game until you lateral the ball to the other team in the red zone. And that's where, that's where you have to make a change. And I think the Titans are going to have to make a change at quarterback. I think all their fans know that. And, I think this week is probably going to be another step just down that path of confirming that you need a new quarterback. And his name shouldn't be Will Levis.